Real with Robo. I must have heard the most, if not the most, stupid thing in the world. How do people go from talking about rioting and destroying and killing people to slavery days? Okay? How? I'm so sick of hearing we were slaves. You know what's real? Let me get real. If your ancestors would have won the tribal wars, then you were never slaves, except to your own stupidity, that is, wouldn't have been slaves. Point being, lose less. Seriously, I'm shaking my damn head here. This New York BLM leader, not connected to the actual BLM people, depending on the backlash they get from the public for his words, told an interview when she asked, is burning, looting, and stealing okay? He said, is building a country on the backs of slaves okay? Quick note here. Rarely in the building of America were black slaves utilized for more than farm work, tending to household chores, which does allow the slave owners ample time and the ability to oversee the production of their workers in factories who were white, who literally built America. It was Chinese and Irish slaves who majorly worked on railroads and other tech of the time. That being said, yes, it is okay, because it's called the right of conquest, and back in those days, that was the rule of law. And y'all wouldn't have been slaves, well, some of your ancestors, except your tribal chiefs in Africa got greedy and traded your ancestors for rum, guns, tobacco, cotton, and pork. So for real, it's a part of history. Every race has been enslaved and exploited, but no one wants that conversation, do you? The only difference is that y'all think it makes people care more by your crying about it. It doesn't. It makes you look stupid, it makes you look petty, and it makes you look weak. 1. Slavery happened in America over 100 to 200 years ago. Slavery was started by black people who sold losing tribes, etc., to Muslims, and then after that, they were sold to Western civilizations. Let's conversate about history here. Want to cry about treatment? Muslims castrated male slaves and took females as concubines, unlike the Western civilizations. Yet y'all are huge fans of Islam and Sharia law. You're not? Then explain to me why you champion the Nation of Islam. Irish slaves were forced to breed with male black slaves to make light-skinned slaves for Jamaica and thereabouts. Yet you holler you support Kamala, whose grandfather peddled those slaves. Your hypocrisy is too real. Cost of slaves. Irish slaves, 35 sterlings. Black slaves, 50 sterling. And light-skinned slaves, between 75 and 100 sterling. Guess who went overboard first when rations were low? So I'm sorry that you were treated horribly. Oh wait, you weren't. They were. And P.S., the last living former slave said it wasn't something that was good. And I fully agree with that statement. It wasn't. But I've gotten past it and have went on to live a full and happy life because of the opportunities America gave me after ending slavery. This man I can respect, because not only did he say slavery was bad, but after slavery ended, America provided opportunities for him and others to flourish. So he appreciates the 180. I could definitely go to war for that kind of person. So real talk here. If an actual slave has moved on from it, you who were never slaves, except for maybe to your stupidity, I can't even understand, begin to fathom your point or why you whine and cry. You have more opportunity than they did at the beginning. My own ancestors raped, enslaved, and killed my own ancestors, so I'm definitely not crying for you. Quick lesson here. If you conquer some land back in the day, as the law stated, it was the right of the victor to write the history, just like with the Civil War, enslave or kill people, and then take their land. And you know what happened next? When the next fight got onto that land, for that land, it was the right of the victor to do everything like that. Natives used to kill and enslave other natives before the white man. African tribal leaders enslaved and murdered and took land from the losers in their wars before the white man. Basically, if your only argument to anything is slavery or you're a racist, you may want to check if you have a brain. The most detrimental thing you can do to get revenge, if you have to, on the evil white devil is to educate yourself and use your brain. Because an educated person is one that cannot be held by slavery. That is a fact. Right now, you are not only enslaving yourself, but your stupid rhetoric, which we all know is just a game being ran. BLM. You can't run a game on a gamer, bro. Is enslaving tons of young black people, destroying their futures by giving them criminal records, endangering their lives and everyone else's with these riots and looting, because the law doesn't call it reparations. They call it robbery, burglary, shoplifting, vandalism with intent to rob. And God forbid they have a weapon. Then it's armed robbery. Or someone might die. My point is this, for the black and white millennials out there, and all the other ones. Following these idiots is going to show you the ugly side of the law. Think. Use your brain. This is a game for them. They are an arm of their democratic masters. Bet riots and etc. will cease after November 8th. Bet you. Free yourselves from them keeping you in the cycle of jail, violence, and hate. You can talk to me. I will always take the time to hear you. Not just listen to you, but hear you and tell you what's real. Don't follow them into the life they chose of criminality. They chose that. They didn't give a damn about you then, and they don't now. If they did, they wouldn't encourage you to do crimes, endanger yourselves and others, nor destroy others' livelihoods. Only their Black Lives Matter. Yours matters only when it's convenient. It's your butts that will be in jail, not them. They have government coverage from the congressional Democrats. You will be at fault, brought to task, and your life destroyed. Then the Marxist, Commie, Progressive, and Socialist, Dem Party, will put your butt behind bars for life for a tiny crime, especially if you vote for Biden and he wins. Some cops are bad, that's true. But all criminals are bad. There is nothing such as an innocent criminal. They are criminals. BLM, they're criminals. And with their records, all they could do is tell you what they tell you to do, because if they did it, they'd be breaking parole or probation. They know what's at stake, and they don't care if you go to jail. You are their patsies, nothing else. Do they pay you? That's funny. The 10 leaders shelled out $17 million to themselves in wages. Did they share that with you? Did they share that with you, little local BLM activists? Did they bail you out? Did they get you a good lawyer for the case looming over your head? Because there is one, or there will be one. What did you get other than a case and forced to pay restitution? Did they pay the restitution for you? Do you ever wonder where the donations go to? Ask the BLM activist in Moorhead, North Dakota, Faith Monique Shields Dixon. She has 6 cars. How many cars do you have? Do you see the game now? They get you to do the crimes, take the blame, get the charges, ruin your life, and they spend the money they get from their cause, your cause, to live the life of luxury, while you get thrown in jail, catch cases, get hated by everybody, endanger your life and your rights, and the life and rights of others, and be used as patsies by BLM and ANTIFA. You are their threat to get funds and get what they want, which they don't even share with you. Profit at the expense of your suffering. Maybe that guy was right. That does sound like slavery to me. Voluntary slavery. I want y'all to think about what I just said. You rioters and protesters out there, they don't give a damn about you. And many businesses have video. And what video that they don't have is recorded by someone somewhere. You will eventually be brought to task and brought to justice. Where will BLM be? Driving their 6 cars, living in their fancy houses, trying to start mess between cops and black people? And you'll be sitting in jail because you obeyed your voluntary slave masters, and you fell for the oldest game in the book, where you do the crime and take the heat, and they get off scot-free. It's time for you millennials and other people to start thinking. That's Real with Robo.